Hey y'all, what's up, honey? It's Jamie. That's me here. Listen, we got to get into the latest episode of Love Island USA. So make sure you guys are coming into the video, you're liking, you're commenting, and you're also subscribing to the channel. All right, as we go ahead and get into some things. Now, before I really get into the episode, can I just go ahead and say this? All right, and it's a bit of self checking for myself, okay? It's a bit of self checking. So, when the bombshells have been coming into the villa, I have not been like, oh my God, they're so good looking, and oh my God, yada, 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 right? I feel like myself has not really given them a fair chance in my personal. And once they come onto the show, they're out of the gear that they're introduced to us in, and we get to know them. I'm like, you know what? They're not half bad. And when I think of that, it's more so Sierra, because I was like, but no, Sierra is gorgeous. Okay. Sierra is gorgeous. Love her personality. Jaylen was another person that I was like, right? No, Jaylen is very, very handsome. I was completely wrong about these people. I'm going to start shutting up when it comes to the bombshells. I'm going to start giving people a chance to really be introduced to us and give my thoughts about how I'm feeling about the people. You feel what I'm saying? Also, I feel that way with Charlie. I was like, "Ugh," right? But then I'm like, Charlie's not bad. Hannah's cute, right? Amaya's beautiful. So I'm just gonna reserve my opinion just a little piece more. Okay, and give these people opportunities to continue to bombshell, right? Because when I hear bomb, I'm thinking it's gonna boom, drop on us and explode right in that moment. And it takes some time for the explosion to really connect and make its way over to our area. So let me just hold my horses just a little bit. Okay. Now, let us go ahead and talk about the guys because, of course, they're sitting down with the bombshells, trying to get to know more about them. And Nick talks about how he was hoping that they were going to be much shorter than what they really are. And I find that to be funny because Ace is short and he got some pretty good competition up there in the house with you. All right. Well, maybe not for real, but I get it. Okay. Pepe lets the guys know that he was born in Spain and how he used to play pro ball and he's retired from that and he's now opened up a gym as well as an after school program. I said, "Oh, okay, Pepe. Okay, now the people have all made a full decision that Pepe should keep his hat on, and I completely understand why they say that. Or Pepe may need to do something with the hair that's on his head. You know what? That is so not nice. But anywho, I'll just say Pepe is super cute with a hat. Okay. Now, what else I will say is shout out to Pepe. Okay, for doing something good after he retired from pro ball. And I'm like, okay, because I haven't heard that you guys that sit down here at the tables and stuff, y'all ain't really got a whole lot going on that I can remember aside from Nick being a nurse. So what else are you other guys into? Okay. And then you get over here with Jaylen. Jaylen lets us know that he is from Georgia and how he pretty much drives trucks. You know what I'm saying? That is what he's been focused on. And so the guys are like, well, who are you really feeling? You know what I'm saying? When y'all was kissing the ladies, like, what was it? And of course, Pepe is like, I'm holding all my cards closer to my vest. You'll see when I pull the ladies for a chat. But aside from that, I'm not telling y'all nothing. And then Jaylen said, well, I ain't got no problem being loud and proud about who it is that I want. And I'm going to tell you right out the gate, I want Olandria. I said, I know that's fucking right. And that is exactly what Olandria is going to want. She's going to want a person that's clear and sure about her without any hesitation, and it's going to come in there and come for my girl. Okay, so Jaylen, you went in a few points with me. I'm gonna tell you that right out the gate. So Taylor gets in his confessional, and I was over there cackling because he was saying that, listen, ooh, he said, I don't know. Y'all probably gonna have to help me take down JB because that's a big one. Baby, I fell out when he said that. And I'm like, you were so right, honey, because guess what? It really is no comparison between the two of you guys. And y'all, I don't know if they're around the same age or not, but it's really no comparison. But let's get to the girls, okay? So Iris says, whoo, child, I've never kissed that many people in one night. Like, I've never done that. Okay, never kissed that many people in my life, girl. A lot of us haven't. A lot of we understand. We see each other, girl. We see each other. Okay. So Iris says that she's a spray tan artist. I do believe she lives in LA. And he'll go, Huda, I might need a tan. And I'm like, Huda, I see you. Don't put your hands on me, girl. I see you. I do. Don't call me no bitch either. But I see you, girl. Because what is given to me is you trying to get a friend. You trying to make a friend. You trying to make a friend with Iris in hopes that she won't come after your man. Yeah, girl, we see through you, honey. Anywho, so Iris tells her that Nick is more her type because somebody asked her, "Who's your type? Who are you interested in?" And she's like, well, I'm gonna tell y'all right out the gate. Like, Nick is more of my type. Like, that's really my stilo, but I'm not just really gonna focus on what my type is. Like, I'm really interested to seeing what the personalities are giving. So she's also somewhat kind of trying to hold her cards to her vest because she told the ladies that Nick is her type, but she didn't necessarily tell them that she was interested in Jeremiah. So she's like, girl, enough of me. Let's talk about y'all. What's going on with y'all? Amaya said, girl, you don't really didn't know too much about me because it ain't nothing. Girl, nah. See, me and that man, like, we was cool. He picked me, but girl, it really blew up the same night that he picked me. So, girl, I ain't got shit going on. I'm really trying to find my person, okay? I'm not going to, I'm hoping that one of the bombshells that came in with you was here for me. That's what I'm hoping for. So, girl, it ain't nothing going on. You can skip me in, okay? So, her to say, well, then let me go next. And let me be clear because it's the opposite for me, okay? Because I'm saying, me and mine, we real happy with each other, okay? We really like the strongest couple here. Everybody else like, okay. She's like, yo, we like the strongest couple here, or whatever like that. And she said, oh, okay. So are you guys closed off? She was like, closed off. No, not closed off, but the strongest. Okay. Understand. Okay. Two things can be true. Okay. We're not closed off, but we are the strongest in the house. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And you know what else? Girl, we're happy. We're happy with each other. He don't want nobody else. I don't want nobody else. You know what I'm saying, girl? You know how I go. You know how I go, right? Like, we locked in, but not closed off. Like, that's so what it's giving. Like, we real happy. Like, please don't come for my man. Please don't. Girl, Iris looked at her and said, oh, okay, that's really cute. Cute. Yeah. That was giving, I'm finna come in and fuck this shit up. That's what it was giving. I'm finna come in and fuck this shit up. That's what it was giving. Baby, I was chuckling when Iris said, that's really cute. That's really cute. I know that's her. Like, girl, shut up. Anywho, let's get back to Pepe because I believe Pepe pulled Hannah for a chat. They're chatting. So they're talking, and he asked about Charlie and whether Charlie's okay or she's okay with them exploring and stuff. She's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we both agree to that. Like, we're good. We're going to be exploring. And he's like, okay, tell me more about yourself. She says, well, right now I'm in school. I'm studying to be a doctor, because I'm smart. He said, okay, might as well hype yourself, right? And he's like, what school did you go to? And she says, or she's going to, or whatever. She says, I went to, Cal State Fullerton. And he was like, whoa, I also went there. She was like, no, you're joking. And he's like, no, I'm not. Like, I really went to that school too. So that's so ironic because it don't sound like it's a big school to me. Cal State. When I hear Cal State Fullerton, I feel like it's a branch off from Cal State University. If there is a Cal State University, that's kind of what it sounds like to me. But anywho, all in all, that's where they went. So I'm over here looking like, baby Charlie, you need to be concerned, love. Okay. This was my first time saying it. Then I say it again as the episode progresses. Baby, you need to be concerned. You need to be worried, Charlie. So Charlie has been watching them the entire time that they've been interacting with each other. And Pepe and Hannah both have angel numbers tatted on them. So they're learning some things they have in common, right? He seems to be a smart guy. Even he went off to go do basketball and stuff like that, open up his gym and stuff. He seemed to be pretty, he got his stuff together. She's over there trying to go to school to be a doctor. They both went to Cal State. They both got, angel numbers tatted on them. Hannah believes that she's a fucked. Why? Because she is so attracted to this guy. Okay. She is attracted to this man. She's really feeling him, but she's also feeling Charlie. So she's about to find herself in a three-way situation. Okay. She about to turn it up a notch. Now let's get to Nick and Iris because of course they chat and they're both each other's type. They are both each other's type. I don't know. I kind of feel like she may not pick Nick though, even though she's so much of his type. I feel like she might pick Ace, but at the same time, I feel like Iris is there to fuck up somebody's stuff. So she either finna come in and try and mess up what Jeremiah and Huda got going on, or Huda, whatever. Or she's gonna try to mess up what Sierra and Nick got going on. I don't know. We'll see. So Nick says that, oh yeah, girl, you my type to a T, honey. Like this is what I like right here. Like all of this right here, blonde hair, all of that, like body, yes. And she's a very pretty girl as well. So Sierra over there tripping out, asking like, girl, what's so damn funny? Like, what is they over there laughing about? Like, what is funny? And so I'm like, girl, if you only knew. If you only knew how this bug flew onto her chest and how he didn't want to touch her chest to get the bug up off of it, and they both just laughed about it, girl, first of all, I would have been hoop hollering and damn screaming. Okay, let one had landed on me. All right, but Miss Man was real calm, real demure, and she just scooped the little bug up. It was like, and she just like threw it off or whatever it was. And I guess she didn't want you. I mean, I don't know. That to me, that sounds like a woman that's in control. Okay, know how to have composure and all of that. So I don't know. She might be a little dangerous. Y'all might need to watch out for Miss Iris. Okay, her name is Iris. Okay, but anywho, Y'all might want to watch out for Miss Squirrel. Anywho, so both of them talk about past relationships and how their past relationship was like long distance, and the difference in that relationship and what they're seeking for their new relationship and stuff. So it seems like Nick and Iris actually got a lot of things in common with each other on top of being each other's type. Whew, good luck, child. Good luck, Miss Sierra. Sierra decides to walk past them strutting, honey, because she needs to remind him of what it is that he has. And don't you ever forget it. So, of course, they lock eye, and I think she may have waved at him, and she just kept going or whatever. But it didn't stop the conversation he had with Miss Girl. He kept it going. So, good luck. Let's get to Huda and Jeremiah. So, she wants Nick to do more. Right now, I forgot to mention this on the previous review that I did, but they were all sitting around at one point, right before Ariana introduced the new, game that they were going to play or challenge or whatever. And before the bombshells walked out, she was over there talking to Jeremiah about doing more. I thought you were going to do more. And it was so weird. Like, Huda gets on my nerves, y'all. She just does. She's annoying. It was just so weird. Because why would you have this conversation now when we're not even talking about that? It was something about pleasing your partner or something sexual or whatever it was they were talking about. Not so much as pleasing your partner in that way as far as, going on dates and this, that. And I'm just like, he's even looking confused. And it's like, girl, you really make it so difficult to root for you and not Jeremiah. And I don't even want to root for him. But girl, I want to be on your side. But you doing too much, girl. I want to be on your side so bad. And in all honesty, and I'm probably going to say it again and repeat myself when I get to that portion of it, she shouldn't be on this show. She's not emotionally ready to be on this show. I don't know why she came on it, but anywho, I'm sure she's not the only one, but right now I'm highlighting her. Period. So let's keep going. So she says she wants Jeremiah to do more, not Nick. She wants Jeremiah to do more. And she says, Ace is doing things, and Taylor's doing things. Like, everybody's doing extra stuff for their girls, and he tells her the stuff he has had to he's like, girl, but are you not realizing the stuff I had to process over the past few days? Like, you're a mom. You're a mom. I didn't like how he said that, though. I understand that you are having to process things, but at the same time, you're processing it, but you're still giving her all of your time. You're still being up under her. You're still smooching her. You're still working out with her in the mornings and doing little things and bringing her breakfast and shit. So I don't really give a fuck about what you had to process, okay? To me, you're processing it. It is what it is, okay? This whole experience is a damn process. So some part of me does not care about him saying that. I feel like Jeremiah likes to do things to deflect from he may need to do, right? And I don't really like that. And I'm not saying that she's right either. But it was something about that I didn't like. And the fact that he says, you have a kid or you're a mom or whichever one it was that he said, I felt like that was him kind of throwing it up in her face. And it's like, if you feel so strongly about, oh my God, you have a kid, you're a mom, I'm still processing that, then stop talking to her. That's just how I feel about that. Then why are you entertaining her if that is how you feel? If you feel like it's just that big of a deal that you can't do extra things for her or whatever the case is because she's a mom or she has a kid, then why are you continuing to talk to her? Why are you continuing to make her feel like the connection you guys have is stronger than what it is if that's the case? It's something about it that I didn't like. So he says he thought that he has made her feel special. And she says that he does make her feel special. And then says that she just wants him to do the small things. And then he says, well, listen, I be forgetting about the small things because it's so much stuff that's going on. So then she goes over to him out of nowhere. Then she starts, bringing up some sexual stuff. She said something like, you like when I was being dominant? And I said, Huda, you pissed me off too, because this is why y'all don't connect. Because the only connection y'all have is nothing deeper. It's wholeheartedly sexual connection between the two of you guys. In my personal, every time he says something that makes you feel uncomfortable, something that you may not like or whatever, you always lead with something sexual to follow. You ask him about being dominant this time. Last time you said, oh, you like me 83%. Can I convince you to like the rest of me or like me for the rest of the percentage or whatever it was you said there? And then the last time you was like, you want to take a shower together? Like, it's all physical. And I hate that for you because it makes me feel like that's the only thing that you feel that you truly can offer a man. Right? It's weird because like, what he does to deflect is act like, like, what are you talking about? Like, huh? Are you sure? Like, really? He likes to give a slight exaggeration to things, right? That's his way of deflecting. Your way of deflecting is to come on to him. Girl, y'all need help. Y'all definitely won't last beyond the villa. For sure. I don't care. If you do, it's only for social media purposes, but I guarantee you y'all are not for each other. Y'all have internal work that y'all need to do, okay? But aside from that, she says that she is the type that likes when her man is obsessed with her. Something about that for me is also alarming because you like for your man to be obsessed with you because you typically are obsessed with your men. And in my personal, as a mom, that's a problem. Okay? I'm just gonna tell you, I feel like that's a problem. I feel like times that you probably should be giving to your kid, you're gonna be over there trying to run up behind a zigger. You understand what I'm saying? And that is a bit alarming to me. You need your man to be obsessed with you. Now, that's one thing that I need my man to, be all into me, show me that he likes me, he cares, whatever the case. But obsessed is crazy. To me, when I hear that, I also hear toxicity. And you're too engulfed in the relationship and the toxicness of it all to really give the attention and do what you need to do as a parent. So I don't know. It's something about that you're not ready. Okay, lovey dovey, you're not. Anywho, so Jaylen pulls Olandria for a chat. And I'm sorry. Yeah, Jaylen. Jaylen pulls Olandria for a chat. He pulls my girl off for a chat. And y'all, I'm starting to like Jaylen. I love the fact that he has dimples. Okay, get into it. Like, I love the fact that he has dimples. Super cute. At first when he was walking in, it was the attire. The attire was not helping the bombshell bomb for me. I couldn't get it. I couldn't. But I don't be liking all that kind of stuff. Okay, I don't like that dominatrix style. That ain't me. Okay, I wasn't. No. However, seeing him, how he dresses, how he shows up, on that first day, being very clear, going right after who he wants. Yes, I love how he talks. I love how he talks. I feel like he's very authentic. I feel like I'm seeing an authentic person sitting with another authentic person, which is Olandria. It's something about his vibe to me in my personal. I could be wrong. And I hate because I always speak too soon and somebody ends up disappointing me. But I would want to believe that Jaylen is the type of guy to where if he's feeling Olandria, not many people are going to be able to turn their head. When it comes to Taylor, a person that was not initially physically attracted to Olandria, head is going to turn for sure. Taylor definitely bringing somebody back from Casa Amor, right? Jaylen gives a different vibe. What I also love is that, like I said, his country voice. I love how they both talk. I love how there's no code switching. I love how Olandria says motherfucker. Like, I love the countryness of it all. I'm from Alabama too, so maybe that's why. But I love that. Absolutely. I love the no code switching, not like you're just being yourself. And I'm like, damn, I feel like we probably got the two realest people in the house right now. Okay. And these two realest people might go on to win this motherfucking show. Okay. I'm here for it. So he tells her about leaving his hometown, and how he lived there all his life or whatever the case. And his mom just wanted him to have more, diversity in his life. So she kind of forced him to go on. So he found himself living in Augusta for about 4 years and stuff. He said when he left, he cried because he was a country boy. He's used to being down there in those neck of the woods, but his mama forced him to kind of go and explore. And shout out to her. Shout out to her. It is difficult. It's a really hard decision as a parent to release your child into this dangerous world. But then there are parts of the world that can be absolutely amazing as well. So shout out to her for wanting to push him to go out there and try new things. And next thing you know, here he is. He's over here on Love Island, child. First time being out the country. And he may have just met his wife. Who knows? Okay. But anywho, shout out to them. I love the vulnerableness of him just being honest and saying, you know what, Olandria, I'll tell you the truth. I cried. I was like, oh, Jaylen, you big teddy bear, you. I'm liking it. Just a little piece. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So she asked him who was he attracted to once he hit, and I believe that he said, of course, her right out the gate. But I think he may have also mentioned Shelly too. And she was like, okay, I see you kind of type. You like the dark chocolate, whatever like that. And he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are beautiful. And I'm like, yes, come on, Jaylen. Come on, baby. And that's what we wanted. We wanted somebody, as I was over there talking like the bombshells and bombshells, like, girl, scratch that. Don't listen to me, honey. I will say I wanted guys that were gonna come in and actually be interested in Black women, women of color, whatever. And that's what we got. That's what we got. And I'm not mad at it, okay? I feel like he is being genuine, honest. And he really hasn't come in with another option. Yeah, he may have said he was attracted to Shelly or whatever, but he is focused on Olandria. And I really hope that it's not a front, it's not a game or any of that. And I'm like a Jaylen so far, right? So she tells him that she and Taylor are pretty good. She guesses, she says, and then she also slips up to say that she loves. She's like, I don't love him. I really like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I like him. Like, we have a good time or whatever. But she does say that she's genuinely interested in Jaylen, and she says she was already picking out wedding songs and stuff. So, baby, if that's how she's feeling, then that's what it is. And I'm super excited because if we were confused about voting at all, one thing we were absolutely clear about is how we want to see Jaylen and Olandria together. Okay. I don't know about the other two votes, but I tell you one thing, we were clear about that. And I'm so excited to see it happening. Okay. So excited to see it happening. All right. And she was in the confessional, like, that's me. That's me. That's all me. I said, I know that's right, girl. Go get it. So Ace tells Taylor ahead of his knee, he Ace tells Taylor that he needs to step it up. Okay. He's like, child, listen, I don't know what to say, but you're gonna have to step your all the way up. Step it up, okay? And Ace says that, you got to be secure in who y'all are and what y'all got. And the only reason why Taylor is doing the extra most, I don't think Taylor is secure. And I mean, well, really, nobody should be, because that's the goal of the bombshells, which is to come in, shake things up, and likely steal your girl. Okay. And for Taylor in particular, it took some extra steps for him to get to a place where he actually is attracted to Olandria. And it's crazy because he had to be encouraged by Ace. If you have to be encouraged by somebody else on what you should do for your girl, you're not interested, love. And I feel like it's different if you're like, hey, I want to do something real special for my girl. I don't really got no ideas. Like, the idea that I got, it's not that really good. Like, what do you think? It's one thing if you're going to your guys on that level, but it's another thing when the guys are coming to you telling you what you should do. You're not interested, and that's just what it is. But I feel like now you're interested because, one, people always get interested in their person when their attention is being driven somewhere else, right? And in addition to Taylor, in this situation, it's the fact that he knows that if she ain't interested in me, I could potentially be leaving this island and I'm not ready to go. I'm enjoying this experience so far, right? So there's that. But anywho, let's get to Amaya and Pepe, because Amaya was so happy to be sitting down having this conversation with him. I don't see him choosing her. Well, let me say this. It's not about him choosing, because I don't think it is. At least I hope it's not about him choosing. I hope they honor what it is that America said and don't try and pull a stunt where it's like, well, America has voted for you and such to be coupled up. But if you would like to stay with your partner, stay seated. If you would like to couple up with this person, then stand up. Now, granted, I feel like they'll pull a stunt like that in an effort to be on some messy stuff. But just off of America choosing who we want people to be with should be enough for it to be alarming to them. Like, if Jeremiah ends up being coupled up with Iris, then for me, I feel like that's messy enough, because Huda's gonna crash out. But then now her head is really spinning because that girl got your man and she also lives in LA. But the other factor is, damn, how is America seeing me? Why would America want to tear us apart? What's going on? So that's gonna be one thing. But unfortunately, Jeremiah is gonna start thinking like, dang, what America seeing? Dang, I'm trying to win this game. So if America not trying to see me see me with Huda, then what's what? I may have just called Huda Amaya. Y'all know I'm gonna mess up a name real quick, child, because there's so many people on the show, right? However, but Jeremiah may be thinking like, dang, like they don't want to see me with Huda. Then what should I do? Maybe I should stick with Iris if this is who America wants to see me with. So I don't know how it's going to go. I think Jeremiah is going to play the game a bit more because, of course, he wants to win. But Jeremiah, you're not actually going to win this show. I feel like the only way for Jeremiah to win this show is if Olandria is no longer on the show. And even then, I still see Nick potentially winning this show over Jeremiah, possibly. But we shall see. All right. But let's keep going. So what we learned is that Spanish is a first language for Pepe. And he is Cuban. He's also Spanish, from my understanding, whereas Amaya is Dominican and she also speaks Spanish as well. And what we learned is that she has 4 siblings. Okay. And what's super interesting about their dynamic, and I'm so glad being a mom that has a adult child and a 1-year-old. Listen, I like to hear stuff like this because it lets me know I'm not the only one out there, right? Even though I don't have 4 kids. But with Amaya being in her 20s or whatever, right? She has a brother that's 16. She has another brother that's 12. She has a sister that's 3 and another sister that's 1. And she said something like, yeah, mommy's so fertile. Child, when I tell you I was cackling, mommy's so fertile. And I'm like, why mommy got to be so fertile? Why daddy can't be so freaky? Get up off your mama like that. That way he knows she fertile. Tell your daddy to get out. Hello, get up off that woman. But anywho, so she says that God must be real, baby, because she in the confessional going, God must be, you must be real, baby, okay, because you are answering my prayers, like God, yes. So she's super happy, and she says Amaya Papaya is in love, and I'm like, unless some things happen on Sunday night to change that. I don't see Pepe picking Amaya. I do think that it's going to be between Hannah and it's going to be between Sierra for sure. But let's keep going. So she tells him about her being coupled up with Ace and it's not working out, but they aren't, and the fact that they're not sleeping in the same bed. Okay. So that's the situation there. Then we see where Jeremiah is stopped by Iris, okay, for them to have a conversation. She was just like, listen, I wanted to pull you for a chat first to have a conversation, but I talked to your girl Huda and she said you guys were pretty much good, like y'all not trying to meet no other people. And he said, well, yeah, like as long as it's on some friendly shit, like, yeah, we could talk, I want to get to know you. So yeah, pull me. Right? So he wants to talk to her. He wants to get to know her, but he also tells her on some friendly stuff. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. And I can, this is why I need Jeremiah to be connected to somebody else, because Jeremiah thinks he's playing the game right by staying with Huda as if that's going to get him to the end and he's going to win or whatever the case is, right? No, Jeremiah, we need you to know how America feels about Huda before it's time for them to reveal to y'all how we feel. Because for the people that don't know, there will be some challenge where they'll either take tweets or comments or whatever from us people, okay, from us Americans, and let the people know on the show how we are feeling about them and their couplings and stuff. So they'll find this out at a later time, but we trying to get him to find out much sooner. Okay, dude, this ain't it. But let's keep going. So Ace is sleeping outside again, and because it's time for everybody to get ready to go to bed, he's sleeping outside again. Huda is over there having a conversation with Jeremiah, whispering. She tells Jeremiah that she doesn't want to be worried about him, even if they are girlfriend, boyfriend. She doesn't want to worry about him. He says, he doesn't like that, and she says that she's scared people will leave her. Ma'am, again, this is where I said I'm gonna say it again. You should not be here. You should work out your issues before being in a relationship, okay? I feel like you're impressing upon him your fear of people leaving you. You're not in control of what another person does. He could be your guy. He could be amazing. Y'all could be together for however many years, whatever the case, and he still may damn leave. Okay, life events may make a person leave you. Like, girl, it's something about it, and I just don't think she should put that much weight on him because of what your fears are. In a sense, like it's the is it the codependency? Is it the codependency? Now, first of all, I just opened up my text. Shout out to you, Olga. I'm not sure if you're watching this video. I hope that you are, but shout out to you for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Actually, it wasn't a super chat, y'all. It's the Cash App. So thank you so much, Olga, for the Cash App. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, and you did. Thank you so much. Um, but yeah, it's something about it. I guess it's like the codependency. She depends too much on her partner for her emotional stability in a sense. And I'm not saying your partner shouldn't give you some stable emotional connection, right? I get that, but it's something awkward about it, all right? And if I'm not saying it right, word it right for me in the comments. Thank you guys. All right. So then Nick brings up Sierra and Iris, all right? So of course, he's standing around, he's talking and stuff. So he's talking about Sierra, Iris, or whatever. Olandria says that Taylor was very handsy last night. And everybody was like, we figure. He ain't been doing that any other night, but now he wants to do it. Huda, she receives food from Jeremiah. When she gets this food from Jeremiah, she feels like, she was like, oh, you're missing my protein. So I guess he didn't bring the protein. He said, you do know that we're all limited. We're all trying to cook on the same devices. It's a lot of people trying to get their food out, right? You know that, right? Well, I feel like you guys should figure out some structure then. How about that? So whoever's cooking bacon or sausage, it's really giving, hey, do you mind if I throw on my girl's bacon and sausage with yours? Because I got to go over here and make her pancakes. So, I can't let Jeremiah off the hook, but I also can't let Huda off the hook either, okay? So Also, because here's the other thing. When I was hearing her tell him, "Oh, you left my protein off," and he paused and looked at her, I literally thought at that time, I said, "Yo, that man always making you breakfast. Like, bitch, when you gonna make him some breakfast too? Okay, and that way you can make sure your shit is right." And maybe I'm saying that too because I'm just annoyed with her. But aside from that, I feel like it wouldn't have been no issue for him to just say that to, like, you guys should have a better kitchen structure. Okay, who making bagels today? Who's doing the toast today? Who's doing y'all all in the kitchen at the same time? Like everybody could get their food at the same time. Like, I mean, unless people want different things, um, yeah, who's gonna be the pancake person? Okay, so you're gonna make about 6 pancakes, and then who gonna be the bacon, the sausage, the meat person? Like, come on, guys, who's gonna be the orange juice person? Like, get it together. Anyway, so Ace finally gets his yoga date with Miss Shelly, honey. So they go out there, they do the yoga, and Nick is the yoga coach. And when I tell you, this was great. Like, Nick is hilarious to me. Him, Ace, I love the vibe between Nick and some of the guys. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I like it. I don't want to see Nick out of the village just yet. I don't want to see Ace out the village just yet. I know y'all want to, pull up on Ace child, but let me tell y'all something. Ace gets things started. He does get the reaction from the people. He's the hype man of the crew. Production not gonna let him go no time soon. Okay, so y'all, we're gonna have to sit with Ace for a few more weeks. Okay, in my personal. And I don't think I'm ready to see Jeremiah go either. I'm liking the vibe of the guys. When Nick does this whole yoga thing and he's in charge, he's the yoga instructor. Baby, I was hollering the way that they was doing the I forgot the pose. I don't know if it's it's is it cat pose, dog pose? I can't remember what it is, but it was a certain pose. Ace had his leg up and he was grinding to the ground, baby. He was like, Shelly, look over at Ace for a second. Look over at Ace for a second and just feel the child. I was hollering. I was like, Nick, y'all are crazy the way he stayed in character. It was funny, okay? I think Ace did a good job of wooing Shelly because that's what Shelly said that he did, okay? So they're a vibe. We'll see what's going to happen. I would hate for Ace to have done all of this with Shelly, only for him to be coupled up with somebody else at the end of the day. Shelly, if you don't catch the hint, then girl, I'm off you, and I'm solely on Olandria. If you just don't catch the hint by the end. Now let's get to Huda and Jeremiah because she tells him about the pancakes not being cooked all the way because that was another thing that she noticed upstairs. Then tells him to eat. So then she when she's in the kitchen, she gets Taylor to help her make the pancakes or whatever the case is, right? Then she goes to sit with Jeremiah. She tells him my pancakes weren't cooked all the way or whatever. And then she says to him, like, you need to eat all your food. And he's like, why? And she says, because you're a man. That right there, I automatically started to notice the nitpicky stuff. Your issue really is the fact that your food wasn't cooked all the way. You felt the way about that. You knew, I feel like she probably knew how he was going to respond. So then she tried to hurry up and change the subject to him eating all his own food. Like, you should eat all your food. And he's like, why? And she's like, because you're a man. So in his eyes, how he's seeing this situation is, okay, here we go. You acted like I'm your child again. Right. So he's like, okay, mommy. So she tells him, you need to thank Taylor because he helped me make my food or whatever like that. And I'm like, you brought it right back around because that was your real issue. So what was the point in deflecting and telling him that he should eat his food because he's a man? Like, huh? Anywho, so he's like, okay, and what's your point in telling me? Okay, and she says, well, I was just saying. He said, okay, cool, sure. The fuck? Baby, that's one thing Taylor gonna say. I'm not Taylor, but Jeremiah. The fuck? Anywho, so he tells her that he does one thing and that she doesn't like, and then she disregards everything that he's done. He says he's always making her breakfast. He said, you're mad another man helped you make breakfast instead of me. Is that what it is? She says, while you were standing there. And he said, but you said you wanted to make it. So I let you do it. Okay? I let you do it. That makes me think of that meme where people are like, the house is dirty. And somebody's like, so clean it. Nah, you clean it. Anywho, so she said, you're standing there, and he said, you wanted to make it, so I let you do it. And then she says that this is how I believe men should treat their woman. I don't know if you believe how men should treat anybody because you don't really give them the range to do it. You don't let them do it. But anywho, He says that she likes to nitpick and she likes to complain, which I feel like she does. And she says those things matter to me. And he scoffs at her like, yeah, now they matter to you because you just said that you saw it happening with other people and now it matters to you. Okay. So she says, oh, you're laughing. Okay, I'm finna go. I'm finna go. I don't have time. I'm finna go. I'm finna go. He tells her that's crazy. She tells him when he tells her something, she shows concern. When she tells him something, he looks at her and he laughs. And I'm like, he don't really look at you and laugh for real. But what he does do, he looks at you and make you feel like you're dumb. He looks at you and makes you feel like you're stupid and you wrong for even having that type of thought and like where you get that from. And da, 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 da. I don't like a partner like that. I do feel like Jeremiah has some more growing up that he needs to do as well. I don't like the way that he deflects. And Jeremiah strikes me as a person I used to be in a relationship with where it's always what you gonna fix, but never how they need to look at themselves. So if you come to them with an issue that you have, it's like it don't matter about what I did. Let's focus. Let's talk about what you did. And I'm like, huh? I'm the one that's approaching you with this conversation. How do you then flip it on me like I'm the problem? Like that's not a good person. Jeremiah got some more work he need to do in my personal. But anywho, I will also say this when it comes to Huda. Huda, baby, I will say this one. How you guys' dynamic is really a sexual dynamic. The other guys are doing the most for those ladies because they need to win them over, right? Olandria had a conversation with Taylor telling him that, I feel like, we don't really have the physical, da, da, da. I just want to let you know, like, it's okay. Like, show me that you like me, whatever, right? So he's at a place where he feels like he has something to prove to her. Ace never picked Shelly, so he ain't got no partner and realizing he should have picked her to begin with. So now he's trying to chase her because she set it up for her to be chased. You got to come up on me. You got to chase me. You got to show me that you're interested. I feel like that's the same thing Olandria kind of did with Taylor. You got to show me, right? So they're in a space where they are having to prove something to that partner. You, on the other hand, and same thing with Austin, they're competing, right? You, on the other hand, y'all automatically like each other out the gate. You never made Jeremiah feel like he needed to do those things up until now. Up until now, and it wasn't even a conversation before. So now you're trying to get on his head top about stuff that he really wasn't even aware that you wanted before because you didn't make that known. In addition, why would he need to compete to chase you when he feels like you guys are so locked in based on the conversations that y'all have? Y'all not interested in nobody else or any of that, so he don't feel like he got to do anything extra because he already got you. Those other guys are doing that extra stuff because they don't solely have their girls for real. Those girls aren't those girls I would say are slipping away from them potentially, whereas you're not slipping away from Jeremiah. So he don't feel like he got to do the most until now you're letting him know this. So we'll see how he gonna move moving forward. So they get upset. She walks off. He goes do his thing. He has a conversation with Nick and Charlie. Jeremiah says, well, first of all, let me say this. I noticed that he no longer goes to Ace with his issues. I don't know if anybody else notices that, but I feel like Ace, he sees Ace for who Ace is. So he no longer goes to him for stuff anymore. So he tells them about Huda and how she felt about him not helping with breakfast after messing it up. He's wondering if he should pivot or work things out. This is your second time saying something like this. The first time you said that you can't take it anymore. That was the first thing. The second time you're asking if you should pivot or continue to work it out. Listen, you might need to open up those options and get to know more people, Mr. I'm going to get to know more people. We're not closed off, but when you want to get to know more people, you tell them to keep it friendly and stuff. It's time to genuinely get to know more people, sir. So Charlie says that, she ain't your girlfriend. Like, it's only been 10 days. And Jeremiah's over there like, facts, facts, facts. So then I feel like you already know what you need to do. Jeremiah says Huda flipped the script and this isn't who she said she was. Nick is happy that the caterpillar is becoming the butterfly. Now, this is what he said. Huda flipped the script. This ain't who she said that she was. In the midst of him saying this, of course, you have Iris that walks up. She pulls Jeremiah for a chat. And that's when Nick starts smiling because he's happy for what's happening between the two of them because he's like, now the caterpillar is turning into the butterfly, feeling like Jeremiah is finally getting from up under the wings of Miss Huda. So Charlie says, yeah, the cracks are showing. Right? Y'all tried to sit up there and like y'all was all in love and everything was great and this, that, and the other, and people were trying to tell you what it was, and now you're starting to see what it is, okay? Now let's get to Olandria, Shelly, Sierra, and Huda. So they're talking, and Huda says Jeremiah acted like he never told her he would step it up this week. She says that he did tell her that, and when she brings it up, he's like, "What? What? I ain't tell you that. I ain't tell you that." So she tells them that she brought them to Soul Ties, and she says that he always ask her if she's serious or whatever. He always rips her or whatever. Ask her if she like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" Whenever she brings up things to him, that's what he was. She was bringing up the conversation they had in Soul Ties, and she mentions how he always shows up with her. And she says she hates when he does that because when he brings up something to her, she doesn't respond to him like that. So then Jeremiah and Iris walk past, and she tried to act like she wasn't phased. They go and have a seat, and Iris says that she asked him about whether he's closed off, because that's what Huda says. And he says they had a rough morning, so he isn't going to just jump the gun because of what happened between them and couple up with somebody else or something. And Iris says that she doesn't think Jeremiah wants to put anything on the line right now when it comes to him and Huda. She thinks it's really high schoolish how Huda sat up there and marked her territory because Huda gave him a hickey. So she's like, okay, I see you, BIT. I see what's going on. I see you, girl. Okay, that's a little high schoolish. And I mean, it might be a little childish. So Sierra and Pepe are talking, and he says that he really likes her and she's really his type, and she didn't think he was going to pull her, but she's glad that he did. So those two are over there vibing out, right? Taylor and Olandria are talking. They have another date. It's like a meditation yoga date or whatever. And the way Charlie was watching them was hilarious. Okay, with the glasses on, watching them, the different stuff Austin had them doing, and licking the tongue out and all this extra shit. And Jaylen, like, I gotta move, not Jaylen, but Taylor's like, I gotta move Jaylen out the way. Child, it was just too much going on. Olandria is starting to question things though. She's like, okay, Taylor been doing a whole lot. He been getting touchy feely. He been doing these dates and stuff, being more affectionate. And I'm a little confused. Like, are you doing this genuinely because you like me, or are you doing this because Jaylen is now in the house? And I said, girl, you better be thinking. This is why she's smart. Okay, my girl's smart. You better be thinking, and make sure you ask the questions. All right. And I just need her to go and couple up with Jaylen at the end of the day. So Shelly joins them to discuss her connections with Ace, and she still don't know what she's doing. She's still conflicted, child. But she did say Ace is doing his big one with trying to get her attention. Ace and Iris are chatting, and he tells her he's open to get to know everyone, and he doesn't believe it's real for people to get to know each other, and be each other's person after 3 days, right? And she kind of feels the same way. He says it took him a minute to get to this point. Like, whenever he would move too quick with a woman, it never worked out for him. So that's why he's at the mindset that he's at. So Iris says that Ace stood out to her and she really wanted to get to know him. And he says that he gets excited when new people come in and he wants to get to know someone that could be his person. Okay. That's what he says. He's excited. I get excited when new people come in. And I'm like, Ace, that also says to me that you're too comfortable. Okay. You're too comfortable in my personal because you feel like you ain't going nowhere. That's why you be chilling so relaxed because you get excited when new people come in because you know your spot's not threatened. Okay. So Huda tells Amaya that she wants Jeremiah to act right. And Amaya says, but he does. Okay. Like, girl, he's not trying to be interested in nobody else but you. So clearly he must act right. And Huda says he doesn't. She says he can be the finest man in the world and I would still leave him based on how he acts. Girl, stop lying. No, you won't. Everything about you does not give I'm standing on business. I'm sorry. It doesn't. Mm-mm. It gives doormat. So she says that he rubs in her face that he cooked breakfast for her every morning and then says that he's going to lose. She says he's going to lose her if he doesn't get it together. Girl, shut up. Amaya is encouraging her, and I'm like, whoa, what a shocker. So Jeremiah tells Austin if it takes one mistake about pancakes for them to get furry, then, that's not for him. That's what he says. That's what he says. But they'll be all right. They're going to be right back in each other's face. So Huda says that she isn't going to be begging him to show her that he cares or whatever. And I'm like, I'm just over her. I'm just over her. I'm sorry. I'm just over her. So Ace tells Taylor about the combo he had with Iris, but to keep it on the low. And I said, boy, stop. Boy, stop. Iris pretty much already snitched to the ladies that y'all had a great chat. But you over here talking about some keep stuff on the low. I don't understand, Ace, why you be trying to be so low key in a villa that has cameras every damn where. And when I tell you I want you to be exposed on movie night for things that I don't even know what, I don't know. I hope it's some stuff that we haven't even seen as an audience about your ass, okay? So he's still trying to weigh everything out. But I am so glad that we get to choose who will be with who though. So you're doing all this, keep it on the low. I don't like this shit because that means to me that you just might be about to play my girl Shelly yet the fuck again. And I really can't stand it. But I'm glad that we get to choose who gets to be with her. Okay. And the fact that you get so excited when new people come into the villa lets me know that the next time another woman comes in that you're interested in, you're going to put my girl Shelly in the same fucking situation that you had Amaya in. And in all honesty, at this point, I don't know if I really want them to be connected. I don't think I want them to be coupled up. I don't like Austin, don't care for Austin. I would not mind if Shelly is coupled up with Ace for the moment as a new bombshell comes in and snatches her from him. Because, or maybe she needs to stay with Austin and get snatched up by a new bombshell. But the way Ace moves in the villa, I'm not liking it. I think he's good entertainment though. Yes, but for Love Island and actually getting to know people and coupling up and stuff like that, Ace isn't. No, he doesn't seem like he wants to do that. That's why I'm starting to see why people say he's there for clout and not for actually trying to find love, even though all of y'all are really there for that. But Jeremiah learns that Huda asked Taylor to finish the pancakes or whatever. I didn't really understand that whole conversation when he learns that Huda asked Taylor to make the pancakes, and he said something about Jeremiah said something about, and she's mad at me or she's pissed at me or something like that. So I didn't know if it was a bad thing that she was mad at him because he didn't step up and asked her. Like, hey, baby, you want me to make the pancakes? And that's what, and now he's understanding why she's mad, or if it's that she was trying to project onto him that he was wrong when she walked up to Taylor and asked him when she could have just came to Jeremiah in the first place. I was a little confused by that. So, anywho, they're having drinks that night and they're playing Truth or Dare. And somebody dare Austin to show his favorite expositions and to use Shelly as the example, and he does. And then when it came down to who's next, it was Ace's turn, and Ace didn't really want to play. And they said, oh, Ace never wants to play. Like, Ace is an agent of fucking chaos, period. And I do not understand. I just don't understand what the fuck is going on there. Like, why are you here? Okay, what's going on? Sometimes you like Ace, and Ace is Ace a Gemini? Is Ace a Gemini? I think somebody may have said he's a Taurus, but it's giving Gemini energy or something, and I can't stand it. But anywho, so Nick and Iris go for a chat, and he is really, really feeling her. But I don't think she really feeling him as much as he feeling her. But that's just what I think. He says even though he is coupled up with Sierra, he really wants to get to know her more, and she agrees with it. Right now, her options seem to be, when it comes to Iris, Nick, and Ace. I think she might be feeling Ace more, but in an effort to shake up the house, I feel like she might go for Nick. Who the people paired her with, like myself, is Jeremiah. But let's keep going. So Sierra, she's now intrigued by Pepe, who says that he wasn't expecting her to like her as much as he does now. And he says that she is mentally something that he wants, not something that he needs, right? And Taylor over there sweating bullets, okay? Nick telling him to be wary, right? And Taylor says if it was somebody that she wasn't really interested in, somebody that wasn't her type, he'll be cool. But it's different. So yikes. Olandria is over there talking to Jaylen, and Jaylen is a grown ass man, honestly. And these two are really vibing, and it seemed to be like they compatible in my personal. Now she lets him know that she enjoys their talks and wants to see where things go. And he says he understands that she is a slow burner and asks if he could give her a kiss on the cheek. I said, yeah, baby. Ooh, and I like it. Yes. So Ace and Iris, so they vibing, and he tells her that he likes that she isn't afraid to get in there and really get to know people. And she talks about how she's only been in 3 relationships, and he says he dated, but he never found somebody he could really connect with. He believes his wife is out the country and she just might be there in Fiji, I guess. So then he moves closer to her and they talk about like their ideal date. She doesn't like dinner dates, and he says he would love to do a Disney date. Then they realize their favorite place is Six Flags, and she says, I'll be honest, on a first date going to an amusement park, I would cringe. Like, it gives me the ick. She doesn't really like that. She says Ace has a good foundation for what it is that she's looking for. So I feel like when she says good foundation, I feel like not coupled up with nobody. She's looking for somebody that's not gonna make it difficult for her, that will be a easy pick, even though he may not necessarily be her type, because he's not coupled up with the person he actually is into. Meanwhile, Nick and Jeremiah is. And that's what I think, right? But that don't mean she's gonna pick him. So he tells her that he's been sleeping in soul ties, and she goes over there to check it out because she hasn't really checked out a lot of places in the villa yet. And he over there putting his head down, like, oh my God, what is happening right now? So are you saying that you really like her? Again, you can't really read Iris because even with this Ace and Nick conversation, I feel like he may be more interested in her than she is into him. So I don't know, child. So there's that. Pepe comes into the kitchen where Charlie is and tell Charlie he gonna have to take his stuff somewhere else because he trying to spend time with Hannah in the kitchen. And Charlie said, I don't know who the you think you talking to. Okay, because y'all gonna have to take y'all bullshit and go somewhere else because I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here because I'm gonna make some guac. So then Pepe starts laughing. He goes over to Hannah and asks her what she want to do. Do she want to stay? Do she want to leave? He don't want to interrupt what they got going on. And Hannah's like, no, you can interrupt. You can interrupt. Like, it's cool. We good. You can interrupt. Matter of fact, we ain't even got to stay over here. Let's go to the speakeasy. Okay? So then Austin sees his homeboy taking the L, so he comes in there to cook with him, the damn guac. And then Shelly comes over, and so Charlie pulls her for a chat so they can talk about it. And she's over there telling him not to be worried about nothing. Don't be worried until she tells you that you should be worried. Meanwhile, she over there getting to know Pepe in the speakeasy, and child, they done damn near got to kissing. She done got on top of this man, and they kissing and everything. They doing everything, okay? Well, not everything, but they over there kissing and all of that. She's on top of him. Like, Hannah is a little something. Okay? Hannah said, I'm coming to get the entire full experience. Do you understand? She's giving a bit of Hutter energy to me. Not so much as the full experience, but just leading with that sexual energy. And because she's leading so much with the sexual energy, and I do feel like, in my personal, Pepe strikes me as a grown-ass man, I feel like he's not going to pick her. I feel like he is going to pick Sierra. That's what I think, or at least I think the people are going to partner him up with Sierra. I did choose Hannah for my voting. Like, when I voted, this is what I ended up choosing. I chose Jeremiah for Iris. I did. I chose Olandria and Jaylen, and I chose Hannah. But I voted when I watched it the first time around. When I watched it the second time around, I think that him and Sierra, I would not mind seeing what that could be. I would not mind seeing what that could be, okay? But I don't know. He might pick Hannah so he can have somebody he can get touchy-feely with in the villa at night, but still taking the time out to really get to know Sierra on a deeper level. So it could go that way. And I keep saying him picking, but I keep forgetting that we're the ones that's picking. So if he is partnered with Hannah, I could see him being okay with that so he can, fill up on her or whatever. But I feel like, or they could get freaky in the bed. But I think he's going to still try to explore Sierra. So we'll have to see how that's going to play out at night. And I definitely think, Charlie, baby, you should be worried. When she climbed on top of that man and they got the kissing and this and that, she is definitely into him sexually. The attraction is there. She says that she's smart because she's in school to be a doctor, but she definitely has her blonde moments at times. But I think that Sierra is a breath of fresh air, and it's a shocker. It's something he was not expecting to receive from Sierra. So we'll have to see how it's going to play out. This review was very, very long, much longer than what I expected it to be, but I hope that you guys enjoy the video all the same, all right? I am Jamie. That's me, honey. That is all that I have for you guys at this time. Be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe, please, to the channel. Make sure that you're sharing the video and all those good things, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to climb.